Hello and welcome back everybody to another World of Warcraft gold farming video. So in this video we're going to be farming the loaded Gnomish dice. Now before you do anything, make sure to check your auction house for this item to see if it's worth doing for you. This item usually goes for about 10 to 25k-ish gold on most servers, so if it's within that price range it's usually worth doing. Anything above about 5k it's not really worth doing unless you don't really care about that. But I do want to remind you, this is very heavy RNG based farm. It's not that heavy to be honest, but there will still be the RNG aspect. So you might farm here for hours and hours and not get any, or you might farm here for an hour or 20 minutes and just get 3 or 4 of these and make hundreds of thousands of gold. So bear that in mind. If you don't like these kind of RNG based farms, I have plenty of other videos on my channel that you could check out. But other than that, we're going to be farming this in the Marker's Ascent in Oldham. And I did forget to mention that only rogues can do this farm. So if you don't have a rogue, or if you're not a rogue, or if you're not willing to level up a rogue for this up to at least level 90-ish, I would say. Level 100 is optimal, of course. Yeah, you won't be able to do this if you're not a rogue. There's positives and negatives that side. Positive is that there's less people farming here since it's only rogues. And negative is if you don't have a rogue, you can't do it. So big disclaimer right there. Other than that, you definitely want to pick up the... So it's located right here. I don't know why it's not been explored. You definitely want to pick up the correct talents to make this much faster. So you want Night Stalker, which makes you moves 20% faster while stealthed. And the other part is irrelevant. And you want Burst of Speed. Burst of Speed is by far the best talent on this level 60 thing for anything, to be honest, in my opinion. So definitely pick up Burst of Speed. And that burst of speed will work into this add-on that I found online, and I just edited a bit. So basically what this does is, well, what I've seen on other people doing this farm is they use a macro to mouse over and then pickpocket, which is a bit of a... It takes a bit too long to do for me, to be honest. And this way is just much easier. So I can show you what it does. If I can stealth here. I'm not very used to playing rogue. As you can see, my gear is just horrible. I basically got this to 100 just for this farm and for some other farms that I'm playing. So what you want to do is you want to sap this guy, the elite infantryman, and they will stop all of these mobs from moving. And then, as you can see, the macros here, and I'll give you a look again. I'll give you a small overview of it. So what this basically does is it just targets the nearest enemy within 10 yards as long as they're not dead, and it basically just pickpockets them, and you do have to actually be standing still for that, which is a bit annoying, but it's not too big of an issue. And then at the end I just added cast Burst of Speed, since Burst of Speed is not on a global cooldown, and you basically have infinite energy. By the time it uses 30 energy, by the time 3 seconds is up, you already have enough energy to cast a new one. So that shouldn't be a big problem. So what I do is, of course, I sap the first one. I'll set the leader of this pack, and then I don't even have to target them. I just go near them. I press 4, which is my macro, pickpocket macro, and loot appraiser wants to open up. And there we go. So I do this. Don't get too close to them. And as you can see, I loot them so quickly, the loot window doesn't even pop up. You can see if I do it slow enough. But as you can see, I just pickpocketed all of them, and that only took me about 5 to 10 seconds. And okay, after that, I just kill them. The reason I kill them is so next time when you loop around, or if you hop onto other servers, you know if they've been pickpocketed or not. It can be annoying if you have competition, since they pickpocket it and they don't kill the mobs. So you go on the server and you're like, oh, look at all these mobs to pickpocket. But yeah, there's actually another add-on which is useful. It's called Easy Loot, and it's quite optional, but I found it very useful for destroying these flame-scarred junk boxes. So once you farm this for like a few minutes, you'd be noticing a bunch of these boxes clogging up your inventory. So what I recommend doing is getting this add-on. I think it's EL Show. There we go. And it basically it's just like a loot filter add-on. I think loot filter used to be an add-on back in the days, which is no longer supported. So what it does is make sure you set this up correctly. If you don't set this up correctly, you might accidentally destroy your loaded Gnomish dice, which is a bit annoying. So what you want to do is you just want to type in the name of the item. So for this one, you can do any item, to be honest. Flame, I think you have to capitalize it properly. Scarred junk box. And then you just want to click add to destroy. And I don't know why it puts a B. It always puts a B at the end. I have no idea why, but it still works. So if you click add, and as you can see, it didn't add anything, but it actually did add an empty slot. And, well, I think if you do this, I think it did add an empty slot, and I'm not sure if it done it this time, but I did mess it up once, and it was just deleting everything in my bags, and I could have got a Gnomish dice, and it could have deleted it, which is a bit weird. So make sure there are no invisible slots in the destroy section, or you can use another add-on, which is a bit easier to use, but I find this very easy to use. So use that add-on, it will delete all of the flame scar junk boxes that you will loot. So maybe I can get a few now. So as you can see, you just stand still next to them for like a second, and then you go into the next one. Don't get too close to them because they will aggro. Another good thing, even if they do aggro, usually they miss you if you're high enough level. So you can actually keep pickpocketing like this, and they won't actually take you out of stealth. And then you just kill them. I use what's that ability called? Blade Flurry. Blade Flurry. It just allows me to attack everyone around me. So I guess that's about it. As for the route, you just want to stay around this area. It's very simple. You just want to. There's one pack here, one there. And on these stairs, one there, one there. And there's a few of them down there. I don't really bother looting these guys, the single guys. And then there's 2 of them down here. And then once you've basically finished with that run, you just want to use Crossroam Assist or any add-on of your choice to hop onto another server. I'll leave a link in the description for that. There we go. They should disappear and then reappear. But they've actually been killed already. And then, of course, there's a guy there. So what I would say for competition-wise, I'd say it's about medium. It's not too high since this is only limited to rogues, and only rogues can do this. So it's not as high. It would be high if it wasn't only limited to rogues, since these things sell for a decent amount of gold. But I guess if it wasn't only limited to rogues, the prices of these things will go down, since the supply would go up and the demand would still be the same. But other than that, guys, I didn't actually get a loaded Gnomish dice from this farm. But instead I just done some statistics. So within 20 minutes I was able to pickpocket about 489 mobs, and per hour that's about 1,467 pickpockets. And these things have approximately about 0.2% chance of dropping. I haven't been able to find a solid answer on the drop rate of this item, but I just went on anecdotal evidence and I just tried to calculate it myself. It could have been 0.4, but that would have made the gold per hour just insane. It would have been like 150k per hour or something, which is insane, which is not correct at all. So if I use the 0.2% drop chance in this calculation, that's about 3 or 2.9-ish loaded Gnomish dice every hour. And convert that into gold, that's about 17,000 gold per loaded Gnomish dice. And that's using the global market value. And if you calculate that out per hour, times it by 3 basically, that's approximately 51,000 gold every hour. So what I'd make the range of this farm, I'd make it about 40, you can't really have a range for an RNG based farm, but it's about 40k to about 60k, I guess, plus or minus 10k. So my final thoughts on this farm: this is very easy to do, very good to do if you're a rogue. That's a good side and a bad side. As I said before, good side is, since it's only rogues can farm this, the supply is very low and the demand is the same. So if you have a rogue, it's just an easy way of making gold basically. I even leveled a rogue just to do this farm, just because it's so profitable. And you can farm a bunch of other dices, I think the Warn Troll dice, as well as another one, I can't remember. But I might make a video on those ones if you want me to. But I guess that's the end of this video, guys. Like and favorite if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more gold guides like this from me in the future. Until next time, guys, bye!